Hello, this is Key Comic Universe, and this is my first video for YouTube. So for this video, I will be going through this week's comic haul, and this includes comics locally as well as through the mail. So before I get really too far into it, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, let me know what you think of the video. So this is my first attempt. If there's anything I can improve on or change in the future, just let me know. So first off, found this bad boy, Fantastic Four issue number 112. Just an iconic cover, super cool. Got Thing on there, got Hulk on there. Just a really awesome issue. And also, all these comic books I'm going to show will be, for the most part, available. So if you're interested in any comics you see, DM me on Instagram at Key Comic Universe. I always have books available, so definitely be sure to check that out. But yeah, Fantastic Four 112. So next books, I found quite a few of these, more than a few. So the first one is Fantastic Four 358, and you know, newsstand. That's pretty nice. You know, you see a newsstand of this book here and there. How about two of them? I mean, that's not really enough though. If you're really going to go after this book, might as well find three of them. And if three's still not enough, go out and find a fourth one. So I was lucky enough to find all of these in a bulk bin, which is pretty nice bulk. Which it's not at this point. This book actually does have a bit of value behind it, so that's pretty nice. But I mean, hey, picking this book up, all newsstands, all super nice, clean copies. Like, these are just outstanding copies. I mean, it's a recent book, but still, nonetheless, super cool book. Found quite a few of these. These are available if anyone's interested. And I think this also ties in with some upcoming MCU stuff with Secret Invasion. So definitely a cool spec book to keep an eye out for. Next book up is Fantastic Four 205. This book, again, I don't remember off the top of my head what this book ties into, but again, I found this book for pretty much bulk pricing, so like pretty happy with that. Super cool book. Yeah, not a ton to say about this one. I think, yeah, this one is right around a 6.0, which isn't too bad. Again, not perfect. It does have some wear on it, which is unfortunate, but you know, still a pretty good book. Just really awesome. Okay. Next book's up, I got some X-Men. People always seem to love X-Men, so I'll start off with some pretty good heat. Uncanny X-Men issue 121. This is arguably, well, first/second appearance of Alpha Flight. Some people call it the first full, some people call it the second. Personally, I think this book fits better as first full. Now, that's just my opinion on this book, of course, but love the cover on this one. I actually prefer this cover over 120. I just think that, you know, having cool action cover is a lot more nicer. But that's just my opinion. Found this book for the very nice price of $12. Feels good. This one, again, well, just I'll also put out there, this book is not in the best of shape. It's definitely seen better days. It has a bunch of non-color breaking creases that go pretty much all the way through the book. Like, you know, just folds and stuff like that. So it's not perfect. Inside page quality is nice, but like the back cover, front cover, like once you get in close to it, it's not as nice as it might look on camera. And the book definitely does need a press, maybe a clean. Still, nonetheless, awesome book, awesome find. All right. As you can tell, some of these books I've already priced out for sale. So that's pretty much the sale price on these books if I were to get rid of them. So, Uncanny X-Men 125, first Proteus. So, cool. This book does look pretty nice, except for the corners. The corners on this book are pretty messed up. I don't think it's really showing up too well on camera, but I think you can see it now down here on this bottom corner. Seem better days in that respect. Now I have to reorient the camera. The struggle of making a video. Okay, but you know, still a pretty good book altogether, solid pickup. I'll put this one right around, in my opinion, a 4.5, maybe a 4.0. Still solid book. Good find. yeah, I found all these X-Men books in one place. All of them are right around, you know, that same grade range in my own personal opinion. This one might be a bit lower just because of, here's not going to show up again. Going to move this camera up. Just right up here. Has some cuts on it, which is unfortunate. But again, when you're buying these books at good prices, it's always worth picking up. Bronze Age X-Men is just classic. There's a ton of good stuff in that run, including this issue. Ties in with, you could argue, the Dark Phoenix storyline, as well as, you know, the early Hellfire Club issues, which this is a part of, which is pretty cool, 1979 as well. So this is right before the 1980s, and one of the earlier parts of the Hellfire saga, or, words are hard. Earlier part of the Dark Phoenix saga, and earlier part of the Hellfire's Club's early appearance. Of course, when you find 131, I see I also always find 132 with 131. This is also a really good book. Just, in my opinion, really, really cool cover artwork on it. I think this is also the first time that, like, and I could be wrong here, where most of the Hellfire Club members show up on the cover. So that's pretty cool. This one's also right around 5.0 in my opinion, mainly just because of all of the spine ticks. It does have a lot of spine ticks just going all the way down, which is unfortunate, but outside of that, it's actually a really, really clean copy. So that is Uncanny X-Men 132. Just a really cool book. Okay, and finally to wrap up the X-Men, I keep finding this book as well, 135. This is, I think it's the third copy I found in the last month. So, yeah, I just keep getting lucky with this book. I keep finding, like, really nice copies of this book as well. So, like, not like, you know, perfect copy, but, you know, like copies around the 7.0 to 8.0 range. So, happy to find another one of these. And this book always moves pretty fast, so, yeah. Awesome, awesome book. And this one's also arguably the first full appearance of Dark Phoenix. First one I consider more of a second appearance. But outside of that, also features the first appearance of Senator Kelly, who, you know, has had quite a bit of an impact on the X-Men. I would say also what people think of most would probably be the Days of Future Past. But he's also had a lot of impact outside of that, and it's really cool what they've done with his character over the years. Besides that, just a really good book. So yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. The next one up, found two of these boys. Two of them. Showcase issue number 73. This is the first appearance of the Creeper. And both of these are pretty solid copies. I would say right around 5.5 to 6.0 range. Both of them are just super, super nice. 1968, so end of Silver Age book. And the Creeper is also just a really cool character. So found two of them. I cannot complain about that. Yeah, definitely really, really good stuff. Okay, next up. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 400. I'm starting on some ASM and some Spider-Man title books. So ASM 400, as marked Death of Aunt May. And just in case you couldn't see the smaller 400, there's locally a bigger 400 sticker. And if you couldn't see this 400, I mean, it kind of blends in. Now there's 3 400s on this cover. But, well, not on the cover, this is actually on the bag. But you get what I'm saying. This is just another really cool book. Honestly, if you look at, like, Overstreet price guide on this book, I think they have this book actually really high on the price guide for whatever reason. I mean, it could have been really high a few years ago in price. But honestly, this book, if you see it out there, it's not going to be as crazy priced as what Overstreet is saying. But still a good book. Cool cover. Cool, kind of like those deluxe covers from back in the day. Okay. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 62. This copy has seen better days, but that is fine with me. I'm always okay with getting these lower grade Silver Age ASM books. Because, you know, lower grade, you save a lot of money on them. They're still good books. It's still the same books as long as it's complete, which this one is as far as I can tell. Still just worth picking up. Now, this one does have a ton of, like, soiling on the cover and, you know, other issues, of course, but hey, I'll take it. I think it's also a really cool Medusa cover. And I know that people just go, you know, crazy / love this book. So, hey, good book. Good pickup. Okay, sticking with Amazing Spider-Man, I got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 113. This is the first appearance of Hammerhead. This is also a really nice copy, right between a 7.0 and 7.5, maybe a bit higher. This book does present super well, really clean copy, just really nice all around. Only complaints, I would say for this book, it just 3 spine ticks right here, right on the black, which is where you see them all the time. Like, if you get black covers, there's always those spine ticks. Like, it's just something to be watching for. And then with, like, you know, white covers, especially older ones, you get this horrible sewing wings sometimes, or basically just color rub and other issues. But, you know, outside of that, this book is really beautiful, and it's just a really great copy. Alright, this is kind of a smaller book, goes up and down price all the time. I don't think the price on this book will remain stable for too long again, because this book, I just seen it jump up tons before and then just fall right back down price and go back and forth. But I would say on average, this book sits right around, in nice grade, I would say $8 to $10. Lower grade, you know, just depends. I've seen as low as like $4 or $5, or even lower than that. I've seen this book in dollar bins before, of course. But this one's a decent, like 7.5, decent copy. Nothing too major with it. So yeah, still a good book. First Normie Osborn. Not much to say about it, except for, you know, like the prices over the years on this book. Hopefully, you know, maybe in the future they'll do something with Normie Osborn, but who knows? I mean, with Marvel and the MCU, I pretty much, it's right up in the air, because I can definitely see them introducing a bunch of different characters, and also not introducing others who might be expected. So, yeah, that's just my view on it. Okay. Sensational Spider-Man issue number 41. This is the variant. So this book, I'm probably going to have to clean. It's fine, like press-wise, like, there's no reason to get this book pressed. It's just really nice, like, unless you were going to get it graded. But there is some marks, which I think will show up on camera, just going all the way down the spine. Basically just looks like dirt / color rub. And then I'll just clean right off on this white cover. And it'll be pretty nice looking afterwards. But yeah, it doesn't need that clean. Still a good book. One of those, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I'm not going to try. But, you know, ties in with One More Day. Good book. Cool variant. Not much to say outside of that on that book. Alright, this isn't really a Spider-Man book, but it does relate to Spider-Man. That is Venom Lethal Protector number 1. There was a long period of time where I couldn't find this book for a good price. Like, especially locally, I always see this book at like 40, 50, 60 bucks where I'm at. I'm like, why? Why? This is, like, I see it all the time. It's not like this book is uncommon, rare, or anything like that. You see this book all the time. And now on eBay, you know, a lot of the buy it now prices in the past have been kind of high. But, you know, finally found a copy. Finally got one in. So, happy to get another copy of this book in. And yes, I do have copies, but, you know, I always want more. I always want more of a good book. I can't just have one. I have like 40 of them. Well, maybe not that many, but still, cool book. This one is pretty nice. I'm going to change the bag. There's some, like, debris in the bag. But, you know, get into a new bag, Mylar, whatever it may be, and get it looking nice, because this is a pretty nice copy. But yeah, Venom Lethal Protector, one of my favorite series as a kid. Just super fun. Venom's always been like a pretty interesting character. I would say 90s. I did like just kind of how they switched him more over into an anti-hero. And with more Venom movies possibly coming out down the road, this book I feel like could continue to grow. I just think where prices are at right now, where it sells at versus where people ask for it, like price-wise, there is that kind of gap there. So, yeah, good book. Definitely worthwhile picking up. Alright, next book. This book I did not pay $20 for. I just got this book in earlier today, And I saw the $20 price tag. I'm like, I didn't pay $20. But no, I got this book for cover price off online comic service. This is the second printing of Avengers 684. And this is the first appearance of Immortal Hulk. I mean, also 682 does have some argument for that one being the first appearance, but I would consider that more of a cameo in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion on it. Cameo versus full, everyone has their opinions. But this is a really cool second printing. I think it's worthwhile going for these second printing books. Personally, I always go after them. And this is a really cool book. I only think... Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was going to mention. I only think this book does go for $20 right now. I think this book goes for like 15, 10, 15, somewhere in that range. I'll double check, but I saw that cover price and I'm like, yep, I'm grabbing that one. And yeah, just a really good book. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that one. Black Cat, number 12, variant edition. This book is going crazy right now. Luckily I didn't pay for this copy. I got this from a friend of mine, who I will be shouting out on Instagram, but he got me this book. This is the first Iron Cat. And it's also the variant cover. So in the regular cover, she's not on the cover. It's just a regular Black Cat cover. But the variant cover, first costume appearance, so people went kind of crazy over this book recently. So you see this book selling at like $7, $10 for forever, and now it's like all the way up to selling at like 50, 60, maybe even 70 on the very high end. And it's just like crazy. And then now on auction, I was watching an auction for this book the other day, and it ends up going for $35, which I felt was a little bit low considering where it's been at. So I go and look at the auction, the person who was selling it didn't have the best feedback in the past. So I think that might also have counted for a bit of that lower selling price. But hey, this is still an awesome, awesome book. And I think this book does have a bit of room to grow. I don't know how much, but I think it'll probably steady out about $50, maybe somewhere in that range. Somewhere around 50 is probably where it's going to steady out to in the short term. Long term, who knows? This book could be back in the $10 bins, a year or 2 years from now. But, I mean, if they do anything more with the armor, or if they continue with the storyline, people will probably buy up this book more. But if Marvel Comics doesn't really do much with this, then I could definitely see it going down to where, like, a book like Amazing Spider-Man 650 or 656 is at. That's just my opinion on it. Again, I'm not saying facts. I'm just saying what my opinions and views are based upon my knowledge and based upon, being in the comic geek game for a very long time. Alright, next book. Werewolf by Night, number 1, variant edition. So this introduces the new Werewolf by Night, I believe. And this is just a cool variant, cool cover. Honestly, I don't really have a ton to say about this book, but I do think this book still has potential to grow. Alright, going to get a couple of these next books done in a group. Some DC variant covers. 1970s Wonder Woman Virgin variant. I also did not pay $10 for that book. And then Teen Titans, what issue number is this? Oh man, I'm bad with issue numbers sometimes. This is just a cool Lost Boys variant. Also, Lost Boys is an awesome movie. Love that movie. But that's besides the point. This is just also a really cool variant. Both of these covers are really awesome. I believe this one's also done by Alex Ross. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure this is an Alex Ross cover. And his artwork is always awesome. So, yeah. Just some cool variants. Okay, next up, this is going to be just some bulk books. Well, I wouldn't say bulk, but I would say, on the more affordable side. Spider-Man 2099, issue number 5 and issue number 1. Yeah, cool covers. Changed the costume up a bit. From I haven't read these yet, so, I haven't really read a ton of Spider-Man 2099 outside of the original series. So, my knowledge might not be as good as someone else's, but cool stuff. Spider-Man 2099. And then just some Elektra. Cool books. Honestly, I haven't been buying any Elektra, and I also got these for my buddy as well. But, They offered them. I'm like, cool, I'll grab those. So yeah, 5, 6, and 7. All right, back into some more of the nicer stuff, you could say. 2 copies of Black Panther issue number 4. This is the first appearance of White Wolf, who is a character from obviously the comics, and for the MCU they changed White Wolf to Bucky. So if I'm remembering the story correctly, Bucky donned the name White Wolf in the MCU for a short time period, in between films, from what I understood, or yeah, in between films. And there is a different White Wolf in the comics. So I mean, if Bucky in the TV shows dons that mantle in the future, cool. This book could go up. And if they introduce the original White Wolf from the comics, this book would also go up. So 2 ways that this book could increase in price in the future. Both of them, you know, arguably possible. Outside of that, this book I think is just going to hold out where it's at in value in the long run. So, you know, in the $20 to $25 range for decent copies. And maybe down the road this book might go up. Who knows? I think it just depends on the MCU at this point. You have White Wolf in the comics, so they've already been around for a while. You know, Bucky's already been around. I don't think those characters in the comics are really going to affect the price of this book. Alright, some Daredevil time. Daredevil issue number 25. First appearance of Leapfrog. Just kind of a random Silver Age villain, and later kind of a nothing character, I guess. Honestly, I don't know a ton about Leapfrog. All I know is what he did during the Silver Age, and that was kind of unimpressive. But, you know, hey, maybe there's some great Leapfrog stories out there. I don't know, but hey, if there are, let me know. I might be willing to check them out. So, Daredevil number 25. Next up, Daredevil number 48. This is the infamous, I wouldn't say infamous, but famous? No, infamous? Famous? I guess it depends on how you look at it. Ass pain cover. So if you look in the background, right where Daredevil's hand's at, the artist on this cover slipped that in, and somehow no one notices that was in the background. So, yeah, it's actually really cool. It's a cool kind of fun fact that people have picked up on. And honestly, I just love that. I'll pick up this book anytime I see it at a good price. So, yeah, this is just a great book. Just for that reason. Who cares about Stiltman or the rest of the story? It's all about the cover for this one. Just a good book. This one fortunately has tape on the spine, but still nonetheless awesome book in my opinion. Alright, next book up. Daredevil issue number 53. So, if I remember correctly, and I'm 99% sure I do, this is the first appearance of Daredevil's brother, who is named Mike Murdock. And this is also the first time where the yellow costume has been shown in like something like 5 years. I don't mean outside, and I mean outside of reprints, of course, because there have been reprints where the yellow costume was used years later after, but you know, first time in like 5 years in the main story arc, if I'm getting the years correct. And so that's kind of cool, but also first appearance of Mike Murdock. Both of these copies are really nice. So this copy does have a bit of a centerfold crease. It doesn't, somehow it doesn't break any colors on it. Now you can clearly see it where my finger's at, but yeah, centerfold crease, kind of sad. And then this one's a lot nicer copy, just except for a little bit of color rub up here on the corner. And that's lame, but hey, whatever. I'll take it. So, yeah, just another good book. First, Mike Murdock. And if I get that wrong, let me know. I did try to do a bit of research, and as far as people were saying, this is the first appearance of him. But, yeah, I just want to double check, make sure I'm not giving out false information. So, yeah, cool book. Okay. Final book. So, I was lucky enough to go out and find these at cover price. I found a bunch of these at cover price. Secret Warriors number 4. This book's really cool, but it's cooler that I found so many at cover price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, yeah, I found a few. So I found a few of these at cover price. Yeah, that was pretty nice. So, here's the thing about this book. This book is the first appearance of, and I could be getting the character's name wrong slightly if I'm mispronouncing it, who knows, but Manifold. First appearance of Manifold. The character who people haven't really been specking on, haven't really been talking about, but this book steadily goes for, at buy it now prices, between $10 to $20, and on auction it could go for a little bit less than that, but no, buy now steadily at 10 to 20, which is pretty nice. And I found a bunch of these in really nice grade. I would put them at between 8.5 to 9.4 range on these copies, all at cover price. When I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm grabbing all of those. Yep, I'm grabbing all of them. And no, this isn't speculation, and this isn't like flipping. I'm grabbing these, and you know, if the book goes up, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool. I don't really see this book going up in the short term. Maybe down the road, Marvel will do something with Manifold, do something cool with the character, but for right now, the character's kind of a C-list character who gets used in the Avengers here and there, and that's really about it. But, you know, still a good book, still a good find. Secret Warriors 4, I mean, if you see this book for cheap, I would definitely